Hello, everyone, and welcome to 11-Foot Pole, a tale of high adventure. My name is Glenn. I am the referee for tonight's session. Joining me around the table is Darren.
I'm playing Karis the Hunter.
Matt.
I'm Matt, the living elf.
Veritan, the revivified elf. And Jason.
That's right, I'm Jason, playing Neroth the cleric.
Once again, JP, who normally plays Thorgus, is thankfully gone. He will not be missed. In fact, we hope he never comes back. But last session was the dramatic climax of your quest to find the Azure Serpent Blade in the hole in the oak. Sir Dieter of Liza, your sponsor, has managed to also survive and make it this far with you guys. And you guys found the you found the sarcophagus of Jorge the Defiler. I'm a little hurt that Matt thought I saw the word Jorge and read it Jorg. No, Jorg, Jorg the Defiler.
That's the second Southern dig today, Matt. That's pretty good.
And you guys have retrieved the Azure Serpent Blade, and Sir Dieter has bequeathed his silver sword to Veritan. And Darren wanted to take a look in the sarcophagus, right?
Yes.
That gold and ruby necklace that was in there, you reckon it's worth in the neighborhood of 2,500 gold pieces. It is a real work of art. Gold and ruby snake necklace, 2,500 gold. By the way, Jorg himself was worth 50 experience points.
Each?
You wish. So what does that come to, Darren? 12?
Well, you'd be, almost 16?
16
and a half?
Make it 15. 15 is good.
I took a swing, guys.
No, 16 divided by 3 is 48.
Make it 16.
Okay, so
16 is good.
Or 50 divided by 3 is 48.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So you get 16 experience points for putting old Jorgus to rest. Matt, I want you to be thinking before next session of what Veritan saw on the other side. Did he stand before the black gate? Was the god of the elves there? Was his father there? You know, we want to do like a scene like you would do in a Lord of the Rings spinoff or a Bad Witchers spinoff, you know, where his father is there and he's like, you must go back and find this other adventure that the DM's bought. Ooh, I bequeath on you this quest. Just think about it. You can do whatever you want to do on that. But
All right.
that is all there is to find in this room.
Fair enough.
Well, lads, I think Neroth, in spite of what that haunted skull in your backpack is saying, I think we've got what we came here for, and we should make our way out as quickly as possible. Let's try to return to Langshorn. If you ask me, what do you lads think? I mean...
Fast calculation, just doing some math with the gold and treasures that we've accumulated so far. If you divide that by the four of us, we're at about 1,200 gold pieces-ish there in terms of, is that a straight XP to gold piece ratio?
It certainly is.
So you'd be, I doubt, and then I've accumulated about 189 experience points through that. I'm going to guess that's pretty equal for everybody. So we'd be about 1,400 experience points right now if we went back, which is probably not enough to level anybody. Isn't that right around 2,000 for most of us?
That's almost enough to level up the cleric.
Yeah, I level up at 2,250.
Yeah, the elf doesn't level up till 4,000.
4,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ouch.
Well, you're tougher early though.
Yeah, you have a lot more power.
As we saw last episode.
Yeah,
You're
as we
tougher
saw
early.
last episode where I die first.
Hey,
Yeah, maybe we should hold on to the experience points, skedaddle out of here.
let's face the fact that he is the equivalent of the main boss of this part of the dungeon, and he rolled a critical hit on you, and you're still first level. I mean, you weren't going to pull through, man. You weren't going to pull through from that.
So there's a couple of options here. One, Jason's right. We could just head back, cash in, get those experience points under our belt, resupply, and then if we wanted to come back, we could. Two, we could head back out and we could try to see what we could do with those statues, whether there's a way to get one of them out with us and then take it back, and that might be enough experience. If we could get it back to town, would probably be enough experience to level us, given the whole statue, or chop it for parts like we'd looked at.
Yes, we have to go through that room to get out in any case, so I definitely think we should do that now. Whether we can actually get an entire statue out, or whether we should just try to, break off a few pieces. I don't see the five of us getting that thing out, especially with this lazy, good-for-nothing dwarf counted in that number.
And I guess the third option would be, do we want to scrounge around through the rest of this dungeon trying to grab any more treasure, or deal death as we are able through it? Those are pretty much the three options, right?
Yes.
At one point, remember at one point we could only be two per people in a boat. So trying to haul that statue might be fun.
Well, but we found the other way out. We found the Misfits showed us the other way out.
So if you look at your maps again, bring it up in the chat, you'll see that hallway 21 is supposed to lead to a relatively short way out of area 22. You go south from... Damn it, I'm doing it again. I'm talking in his voice.
I see it.
We go south from room 22, and the little mutated guy said there wasn't anything... We just turn right and we come out. Now, whether
he was lying or not.
Yeah. But even if we're not trying to take out a whole statue, we might want to try that way, because like you're saying, we have to try to row those boats against the stream or something. Seems like it might be.
So I guess the real question, because we're probably not leaving and not taking any of the statues with us, is like, do we want to cut and take everything we can with us, or do we want to keep exploring? Is really the two choices in front.
Well, the skull told us about another hidden chamber, right?
Yeah, the skull wants to go deeper down to the hidden lizard city.
Yeah, he's not talking about a chamber. He's talking about a whole sprawling lizard kingdom underneath.
Is he talking about a whole other module? Is he?
He is. He's not even talking about this module.
Well, let me ask this: which is a talking skull worth?
That's great. If we cashed in the talking skull,
good catch.
We sell him. That's nice. Awesome. That is outside the box, Jason. That is well done.
From your backpack, you hear, "Don't even think about it." But you're already thinking about it, so
we'll wait for that.
Yeah, I mean, is it a level up?
I'm with
Joe.
What are you asking?
I'm with Neroth on. Go ahead.
I'm kind of sorry.
No, go ahead. I want to know if selling the skull would be enough to level us up. That's all.
Oh, yeah, you don't know. You don't know what that skull would be worth.
I say we've cheated death just a lot in this room, and
let's go get rid of our.
Yeah. Let's go cash out in town and then see where we want to go from there. What do you think? Because we got Dieter's money coming too, right? Because Dieter's paying us to get back to town.
Exactly, 1,000 gold pieces as agreed.
One each, right?
No, I never said that. I'm not that old.
So as we're passing through the area of the statues, we try to hack something off. Is that the plan? If we can, we can. We don't, we don't.
Yes, exactly.
they would be, since they're solid gold and they're what, like 8 feet tall. There's like no manageable way. They've got to be heavy as hell, right?
Yes.
Right.
So
I mean,
there really,
intact-
there really is. We haven't really talked encumbrance here, but I mean,
Right.
seriously.
Will you stop arguing for things that are bad for us?
Just saying.
That's his job, not ours.
I'm
we could
picturing
make
a Knight's Tale where they keep knocking, cutting pieces of gold off the prize and giving it to
Right,
people to
right.
pay for stuff.
Right.
We can
Melt
maybe
it down,
drag
fill it.
As a group, we could maybe drag the piece on a litter or something and just kind of all give the heave ho.
Thorgus says, "Well, lads, I saw a hand. I think I might be able to break off with the tools I have. But to break anything bigger off, we would need specialized tools. I mean, we could, would be down in this dungeon for weeks if we don't have the right tools. And if we wanted to try to bring back bigger chunks, I mean, we're just going to need more men. We're going to need a sledge, and we're going to need mules, and we're going to need to, come back here as part of a major expedition."
We draw a lot of attention to ourselves in the meantime, where all the creepy dead things would want to come kill us.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's chop off the hand and then call it a day. Get the hell out of here.
There you go.
All right, so you guys
That
go
works.
back through the Hall of Queens. You go back to room 28, the greenhouse room, right?
Yep.
And now I'm going to check to find out how long turned creatures stay turned.
Shit.
It's not very long.
Will you stop that?
it ain't long.
Darren, do you need to
I
have a
want you to
side
look
conversation with Jason?
I need you to look at your jersey and see you're on the team with me and Matt. Glenn doesn't have any.
They stay turned all
So,
day. They stay turned all day.
encumbrance, and we're out of stuff, and the spell doesn't last that long. Just none of that. Stop that.
I mean, fair point. I mean, how long does it last?
Turned
Stop
undead will
arguing.
leave the area if possible and will not harm or make contact with the cleric.
For at least 3 weeks.
I mean, it actually doesn't say how long they stay turned. So that's referee's discretion.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
That discretion usually goes the wrong way
Does it?
for us.
I'm going
That's
to
a
roll a
round
d6. If it comes up a 6, he has reformed. A 5.
Damn.
A near miss. You guys pass through that room and enter the hallway of the black
shit.
fruit, right?
Okay.
You're going down the hallway of black fruit.
Still not hungry.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
The shiny candy-like fruit. When you notice, to your possible dismay, that those vines are no longer wrapped around that dead dwarf.
With that dead dwarf, I just thought of that shit.
They have just retreated onto the walls and are almost as if they're waiting.
Hey, Sir Dieter, why don't you let us hold that sword while you go take a look and see what's happening?
An exploratory stroll through the room.
Because I bet that sword's worth $1,000.
How the worm has turned.
I'm not Trump. We can sell the skull to. We can sell out Sir Dieter as part of the escape plan.
So
This is the arch. This is the arch where the dwarf was and where the vines stop. So you have to make it through about 30 feet of viney hallway. What were you saying, Jason?
Well, did we know whether or not the vines were affected by fire? Did not Thorgus pull out a torch initially?
They did not. They were not.
They were not. That is to say that they would not retreat from fire?
If they went after a dead dwarf, do you think they'd go after the dead skeleton guy from the sarcophagus room?
Well, I think they maybe made the dwarf dead.
Well, no, he was dead when we threw him into the vines.
You're right.
So if we got the sarcophagus skeleton, could we throw that at the vine, see if that buys us enough time to hustle across the room?
I've got little people in jars. I'm saying I got a few of those.
Which doesn't seem like a really good option, but better than feeding him Sir Dieter. That does seem nicer.
Yeah. Yeah, I sort of don't want to go back to the sarcophagus, given what that was, just in case he reforms, you know?
Oh, it's not a crazy idea. Sir Dieter's torch is about to go out. Do you guys have any more?
I've got two.
I've got
torches.
one.
Okay. Jason, mark off one of yours.
Okay.
And you are now entering your 5th hour in the dungeon.
Okay. So, what if we pitch one of the my little jars of dead fairies
All right.
into the room and see if first how these things move about, and then can it be hacked or severed or something with a without actually putting yourself into it,
So you throw one of the vials down there, it breaks. A couple of the vines kind of twitch a little bit, but they don't actually like move out to investigate it at all.
Okay.
So
It's good, worth a try.
like you can see, the vines that are kind of this big around, these thick, long vines with all these thorns on them and stuff. Like you could go up there and start hacking on them. The problem is if you can reach them, they can reach you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
And even if we were to use a distance weapon, there's not even a visible target to really hone in on, right?
yeah, not with like arrows, because like you're talking about these 15-foot long vines.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's a couple of options. One, we could wade into this and just try and hack our way through, which seems a bad option.
Mm-hmm.
Two, we could throw the sarcophagus, the guy, into this and see if it does what
His
the dwarf
name
does.
was Jorg.
Okay, we could throw Jorg into this and see if we could buy enough time, just like with the dead dwarf, to get through. Or three, we could go back to the bridge and try and get down and go back into the water and go that way.
Thorgus stomps off,
Yeah, I'll be
grumbling.
honest.
Bridge, rope, grappling hook.
I'm sensing DM Assassin Vine payback.
See, now he's on our side. There you go, Jason. Now that's exactly right.
Yeah, I would vote for going the water route.
I'm a
Or at
neutral
least let's go back to the
arbiter.
bridge.
I'm a neutral arbiter in all things.
Yeah, never petty or vengeful. Let's go back to the bridge and assess our options, Glenn.
Taryn,
What?
that was me.
I said never. I said
yeah,
never.
yeah. I know sarcasm
never.
when I hear it.
God, I don't think you. What are you, Facebook? You don't know what I'm saying.
A couple of the vines. You realize 6 of the vines are wrapped around your feet. Okay,
Already.
yeah, already. I'm sorry. So, are you guys going back
go
to the bridge?
Back to the bridge and reassess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's no problem. You go back through the hothouse room. You don't see any sign of the shadow. And you're back at the bridge. So literally, if you look at that map, you can see it's literally like 15 feet downstream from the bridge is that beach, right? So if you stay close to the wall, if you have a rope and you stay close to the wall, like even if you just have to hold your breath, it seems like you should be able to catch up on that beach without too much trouble.
Particularly if we sent one of like Matt or I, who are in light armor and are pretty dexterous, first to get there, and then use the grappling hook, and then like have that rope, and then we could get on the beach and hold it tight for the others to use as kind of a guide.
So does that mean you're going first?
Right.
So is that what that meant? I guess that's what that meant. Yes.
All right.
It's what it sounded like to the rest of us.
That sure doesn't feel like what that meant, but okay. Whoa!
Into the
The
drink.
Harry Potter staircase there.
All right.
Remember the old days where we could just say we were done with the dungeon, Matt, and we got out? There was a back door.
There was always a back door in the dungeons. Yeah.
There was town.
It's that way in Elden Ring. It's so funny. It's like you get to the bottom of the dungeon, you beat the boss, and then suddenly this thing appears that lets you teleport to the entrance of the dungeon. It's like, okay. So Darren, just roll a 20-sided die and don't get a 1.
Got a 3.
Okay. All right. So you're definitely out of breath and a little worse for wear when you come up on the shore, on the beach, but you're okay. Matt, are you going next?
Sure.
Yeah. Same for
And
you.
what was that? Well,
Wait. Can he have? Did I have, or if I didn't, can he have like affix the rope to him to the grappling hook to the bridge, and then bring the rope with him, so it's going to get easier on the armored guys?
Yeah. I assume that's what you already did.
All right. So I got the rope, and I'm tying off the rope down here, and okay.
You put the grappling hook on, or you tie the rope to the bridge, you let it go downstream, and then you try to hand over hand it down the rope. I assume that's what you were already doing. That's why you had such a good chance. So Matt, same thing for you. Just don't roll a 1 on a d20.
10.
Okay. So now the rest of these guys, Naroth, what kind of armor are you wearing? You got chain?
Plate.
Oh, plate. Okay, so you have to roll a d20 and not get a 1, 2, or 3.
Hey, all right. Not a 1, not a 2, and not a 3. I got a 9.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're yelling
The
back
first
upstream.
reaction, I wasn't sure.
You're yelling back upstream.
Yeah, right.
You're like, it's not that bad, guys. It's not that hard.
Okay, so Matt, if Dieter goes in the water, one of us got to get him because he's got both the 1,000 bucks
got
and
the
the
sword.
sword. You can't let both of those things go by. We got to get him for one or the other.
All right. Dieter goes next. Dieter will lose his grip on the rope on a 1, 2, or 3.
Ooh.
A 13. No
Okay.
problem. And now, Thorgus, who nobody has a grudge against, and nobody wants to see anything bad happen to Thorgus. Thorgus goes in the drink on a 1, 2, or 3. A 6.
All right.
No. Let's just
Okay.
roll that again just to be sure. Oh, a 2.
Oh, wait, you were holding a 6-sided die?
Maybe. A little bit. I rolled a
I take it
6-sided a
back.
little bit.
I was so wrong. I can't believe what I said earlier. I take it all back.
All right. So now you guys are headed south. And who's in front?
I think JP should be in front. That seems
No,
the
somebody
thing
who's
to do.
here has to be in front.
Wait a minute. Well, I've got the plate mail on.
Oh,
All right.
I mean,
so-
generally, Naroth likes to stay in the back, but you know,
Yeah.
he does have plate on. Yeah. It's got good armor.
So Thorgus rushes forward before you get very far down the hallway, and he's retrieved from the beach the Hypno Lizard Sprayer thing.
oh, that's right. Yeah,
Right? And he hands you to this, and he says, I do it myself, but I'm seriously, like, my head is spinning. Like, I've got 1 foot out of the bed on the floor. It's that bad. But yeah, if the lizard sticks his snoot out, you know what to do.
there we go.
Um, 2 and 6 chance, so they do not stick their snoots out. You guys make it all the way back to you guys make it all the way back to the gnomes, right? Oh, hey! You guys went that way, but you came back from that way, and you got all wet. You smell like fish. But you can't understand it because they're speaking to Thorgus in Gnomish.
right.
Thorgus is going to try to roll his charisma or less to talk his way past these things. He rolled a 3. I think you're safe.
Nice. Nice.
He talks your way past the gnomes yet again. You guys reach the figment room. The figments are fighting. So this is the lizard man figment and the night figment.
Right.
But you guys have already figured out if you hug the walls, they ignore you. So you go around there, and now you're back in room 22.
All right.
And when you get there, the statues are stone, not gold.
So we got to go back to the other room with the levers.
Oh, I don't know. I think we just missed our chance and we should leave.
Even if we do the lever, if we cut it off, then there's a good chance it's just going to turn back to stone before we get back.
Well, that's a terrible sort of treasure.
Well, if anybody pulls levers, that should be Thorgus, the contract.
Oh, believe me, I would if I could. But listen,
He would be able to, since he pulled them before. He'd be able to at least he would be able to tell me which one was the gold lever, right?
Yes, I absolutely remember. Yes, I absolutely remember that being lever number. Deactivate lever number 3. Lever number 3. Third one from the right. Fourth one from the left.
Well, nothing hurts to give it a shot, right?
We're just going to be in the dungeon a few extra turns, like one more random encounter roll. But that's a lot of gold, and I'm a dwarf. I want it.
Let's give it a shot.
All right, so Matt, you go into the room that screams trap.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that goes back and forth and rolls the ball back and forth, right?
Yeah,
I saw that much.
Yeah. And everybody says this is a room that's obviously a trap. All right, you throw the lever. Throw the lever, Crunk. Okay, I'm asking. Do you pull lever number 3?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Hopefully he remembered the right one.
You hear the sound of sleigh bells or whatever I said, wind chimes, and anybody who's in the statue room sees them all turn gold again. And
all right.
Thorgus gets out his tools and quickly you guys hack off Nixon's hand, and now you have
Nice.
Darren, write down hand that is giving the peace sign.
And which hand is it? The left or the right?
Is it gold?
No, he has one hand by his side, and it's his left hand. It's the left hand of King Nixon, and it's worth about 1,000 gold just from its weight.
Sweet.
Well, as it happens, I have an unused left-handed leather glove that I picked up on.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Nice.
It doesn't fit.
Does it
You
not?
must have quit.
It must have.
It doesn't fit because the statues are larger than life. Remember, I told you the statues are like 9 feet tall, so his hands are proportionally larger, so you can't actually get the glove on there. This is a good idea. It's a good idea.
And the leather gloves shrank after being wet in the water.
Yeah.
No, so we should make the way out of here that the Misfits talked about, but they said that first step is where there's a spring trap, right?
Yes. So there's an archway in that hallway too, and they said as long as you jump through, you'll be fine. But
Before we can jump through.
no random monsters come wandering into the Hall of Kings. All right. So you guys go down to Area 21.
Yeah, that was the reason why I pulled this up.
Okay.
Yep.
Everybody, you can just, it's not even like a running jump kind of situation. You can see that where the trigger is, and you just have to step
Just
over
got to step over it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Let's
literally
go.
nothing to it.
Are we trying to make our way back to 1? Is that the direction we're going?
You are.
Yes.
Mm.
All right, so now you come to a part of the dungeon you haven't explored and is not on your little map. This hallway, the walls go from being worked stone to just being like dug out, like where the original entrance was, where it's just kind of like Luke's cave on Dagobah, right? Where it's just kind of
Right.
earth. And you come into a large tunnel. As you look this way, east, you can see it. It gets wider and wider. It's like a megaphone, it's like a cone. It gets bigger and bigger as you look to the left. And Matt, your elvish ears can hear the sound of bats. Like roosting at night, just that screechy sound. And your elven nose detects the hint of what does guano smell
Ammonia?
like? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, ammonia.
Yeah, your elven nose catches a whiff of ammonia, the smell of bat guano. To the right, the tunnel gets a little bit narrower as it disappears into darkness. What do you guys do?
So it broadens to the left and looks. We can't see a way out either way, is what you're saying.
That is true. But looking at your
Based
maps,
on
do you know which way you're supposed to go?
We want to go right.
Yeah, looking at your map, you want to go right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys do. Now you're traveling. I got to put these guys in the back because they're not here. You reach a point where the passage keeps going straight, and also diverges off to the north. Okay? This and again, from what you've been told, you know you need to keep going straight, right?
Right. Looks like that round area is the northern path.
Yes, exactly. So this area has a sandy floor with a jumble of hoof prints and boot prints. The arched roof is about 8 feet high. Very steamy, humid atmosphere was what you noticed when you first came in. Coming from the east is an ammonia stench. Along the walls on both sides, right where it splits, are all of these faces. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Made out of like moss and roots. If you remember Jim Henson's Labyrinth well enough, there was a scene where she falls and she's grabbed by all these hands, and then the hands make different faces. Okay, it's kind of like that. It's like each face is made up of a couple roots and some moss and a rock, but they all end up looking like faces. Some of the moss is glowing green. And Matt, you kind of are the guy in front who gets up close to them first, and all the eyes turn towards you, and all the mouths move, and all the voices speak at once. Welcome to the Wheel of Bozurah the Imperishable. Give us... Wait a minute. Payment. Give us payment, and we will give you information, valuable information about the dungeon.
We should have maybe turned right on the way in, huh?
So Naroth hears this, and he moves forward if he's not, and he just simply asks, what form of payment do you take?
You take credit card?
All I got is my Amex card, so.
Valuables.
Valuable. So what would Mossy...
Would it give him a gold piece? I don't know.
Talking
Maybe.
skull?
Hey, they want the cocaine out of the little gold box.
What is the street value of your cocaine?
Well, if we start small and, least amount, see what happens, right?
Throw a handful in their face and see what happens.
Okay, tell you what.
Who does what?
We're almost out.
Okay. It'd be one shiny gold coin for whoever can play the quiet game the longest. Right.
Here's a
Tell me how kids without telling me, okay.
artist representation of the faces in question.
All right. So then Naroth asks, well, I'm feeling a little light of coin. Is there anything else that could give you for a payment? And what happens if I simply don't?
Why don't we just give him a gold coin and get the hell out of
No
here?
payment, no information.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean we can't just walk on through that way, right?
So we don't really need their
That is
information.
correct.
So let's go. Let's just move along. We don't need their
Come on, let's
information.
spin a coin.
Thank you for visiting the Wheel of Bozurah. Jason, are you going to throw him a coin?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, information, come on.
Comes out of your share.
That'd be fine.
The gold coin gets lodged in the moss, and it kind of like gets sucked in.
Yeah.
And the voices all say, "More, please."
All right. It's going to be like this.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. All right. One more coin, not another, until I have some information.
We require at least 5 gold for information, please.
I have...
What are they going to tell us? We're going out. Let's go.
But it is true. It is true. But I want to know. I'm curious. Okay. I cough up another 4.
All right. We will give you a piece of information off of the table on page 9.
Worthless.
Do not meddle with the hunter. His presence still haunts these caverns.
That's money well spent. Yeah.
What can
money
I
well
do?
spent. Let's go.
What can I do to get my gold back?
No, it's too late, man. You put it in
Bring
the salt
us
machine.
information we don't know.
We just killed Jorge the Defiler.
Bet you didn't know that.
How about
His
that?
name is Jorg, and all of a sudden spikes come out of their faces. His name is Jorg. You will never see the sun again. End of podcast.
Join us next
no,
week
we
with a
did-
new group of characters.
Or a new group of players, maybe. Maybe that's what I need. Huh?
Right,
Yeah, sure, yeah.
All right, Jason. So everybody else is heading out. Do you try to
We're
get your,
leaving.
do you try to get your money back somehow?
I ain't reaching in there. No, let's just push on.
Okay.
So Jason's our buddy. We spent the weekend at the casino. We're up like $500, and we've decided to get the hell out of Vegas. And all the way out, he stops at a slot machine.
Right.
At the
Got
airport.
it. Yeah, at the airport. He's playing the slot. Like, go on.
Yeah, that's funny, actually.
Or the hell out of here.
All right. You guys go past that intersection, and you come to a The tunnel gets narrower, and there are a lot of kind of roots that go across the tunnel. You can kind of see through, but you're basically going to have to like hack through or push through, or they're basically blocking your egress more or less.
These pretty much look like normal vines as I take a look. Being
roll that hunter's roll a 3 or less on a d6 there.
2.
You get a look and you think it is not completely kosher. You don't think they're like strangling vines like those other ones, but you think they have some kind of magical fey something about them.
Okay, so how'd the misfits get out of here, guys? If the dudes from the cages got out, do I see any tracks this way?
Yes. You see in the muddy kind of floor, it looks like they just got down on their hands and knees and just crawled and pushed through. Remember, they were kind of small.
Speak friend and enter.
Nothing happens. Oh no! Actually, as soon as you say that, a bunch of copyright lawyers show up.
As they're prone to do.
Like at the end of Quest for the Holy Grail, they're like putting their hands over the cameras, All right, who wants to try to cut or push their way through this barrier first?
I'm in the front. I use my silver blade. Not that it matters on these because they're not undead, but.
Slashing through, the roots can easily be cut through. All right, so you take your first slash, right, and you kind of hit the roots, and you cut through a bunch of them, no problem really. But there's like this ominous rumbling, and like little motes of dirt kind of fall down on the rest of your party, and then it subsides.
Motes of dirt fall down on us from the viney things?
No, from the ceiling.
Oh, we're still inside. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is right past the faces. You're still in this earthen tunnel. You're trying to get around to area 2, basically. But the way is blocked by these vines that crisscross the tunnel. So Veritan cuts through a few of them, and there's kind of this rumble, and little bits of dirt kind of fall down. What do you do, Veritan?
Stop for a second.
I would think it's just the opposite. Let's just get the hell through here.
Yeah, kind of way too. Let's hustle.
They're very cavalier with your life, Veritan. It's
yes,
amazing how
us, all of us. Let's just go and hack our way.
I was just taking a look at the map to see if we went back to 22, what the shortest way would be to go get back. And
if
that's
you
a
went
room
back
we
to
didn't.
22,
We never
you
went
would either
into.
have to go upstream at area 20, or you would have to go through that unexplored room that smelled like Detroit on trash day.
Yeah. To get to and then that would take us to the room with the carpet that we didn't step on.
Exactly right. And area 15, which is shown on your maps, but you didn't actually open that door. That's my mistake.
Right.
So an unknown room or a bunch of low-grade stranglevine.
What are you going to do, Matt?
We
Might as well just keep... Huh?
I said we don't really know the power of the vine, only that we know that there's footprints in there. We don't see any bodies, right?
That is true.
But we also don't know if it's going to collapse. If the dirt is just the first step, it might collapse the whole mine on us or whatever. The whole.
Darren, collapse the tunnel on you? Bury you alive in the Dolmenwood?
No DM would be petty enough to collapse us in the last room.
Do you think Gavin Norman would bury you alive this close to the exit?
Maybe not, but you might change things enough to make it happen.
All right, I need a decision, guys. Come on.
Do you want to, Jason? Do you want to try? You've been setting things on fire. Do you want to try and set these things on fire?
You know what? I think. Why don't we Why don't we step back at the edge of wherever this passage opens up and try to cut some more vines, but not be in there when we do it. See if it rumbles some more, drops some more dirt, and
Well,
if that's going to be what's happening.
Who's going to be standing there cutting the vines?
Well, you have to go all the way in to get to the vines.
The dudes. Before, it looks like the Misfits went under, right? Could we not commando crawl the same way they did?
Yes,
it's just much bigger.
Yeah, I mean, you could just push through. It looks like you could just put your head down and crawl through. Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
All right, Darren.
Darren,
you're first.
What do you need?
You're the hunter.
All right, I'll go first.
All right. Pushing through. The roots animate and grab at PCs. A dex check is required, which means you want to roll your dex or less on a d20, with failure indicating that a root has grabbed and stolen a random item from the PC.
I got a 13. I got a 13 that is below my dex.
Okay. So you put your head down, you're crawling through, and you really feel your backpack like dragging and caught in these roots, and you're like turning and trying to pull it through, and you notice like one of the roots somehow has a hold of Nixon's hand. As you're turning your backpack, it's like, and you kind of like grab the hand and crawl the rest of the way through, and you make it out just fine. Sir Dieter tries next. Yeah, he's fine. Who's next?
They're off the roll. Okay, I only got a 2, so I'm good.
All right.
Nice. All right, Matt.
You ready for the first fail?
Matt.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay. So look at all of the items you have.
I swear to God, if you lose the magic sword.
My torch.
He has okay, so you have torches in your backpack. That's 1. You got that silver sword. That's 2. What else? You got a bow and arrows?
Iron rations. Water skin. Tinderbox.
4, 5.
Yeah, the short bow. The sword.
Okay, I rolled a 3. So it was that the sword? Was the sword number 3?
Surely
the sword was number 1.
Nah, number 2.
Okay. So go back to the top of that equipment list. What did you list right after the sword? Torch, and then what did you say? Rations?
Iron rations.
Okay, it steals your iron rations. Stolen items are pulled deep into the earth of the walls. So
yes, make it out.
You're crawling through here, and all of a sudden your trail mix and your jerky like falls out of your pack, and one of the roots like actually grabs it and like starts pulling it into the dirt. Are you going to try to grab it back, or are you just going to keep crawling?
Nope.
I'm just going to keep crawling.
Okay.
Leave the snack. No snack left behind.
Do all 4 of them? Does it take all four of them?
Yeah, they were all tied up together.
Okay. Just erasing them all.
Okay. PCs have 1 chance before the item disappears to make a melee attack, but this trimmer triggers an ominous rumbling. So you're just like, take it, eat it. All right. And then, of course, our doughty backup character. Ooh, a 14.
That's kind of high.
That doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And we don't know what he had, do we?
He has a 12 dexterity.
Okay.
Let's look at this long-ass BS list of stuff he just randomly decided, oh, yeah, I'm carrying a spike.
Hey, can you take one of his languages?
No, it steals his crowbar, the very crowbar that he used to get the lid off of the thing. So, of course, he's going to try to get it back, but he fails his attack roll, comes out on the other side minus a crowbar. JP, if you ever rejoin us, you're minus a crowbar. Take that. Take that.
There. That's the kind of retribution our GM has.
Right. And that brings you around to area 2, which you see on your maps. You see you can go left and exit the hole in the oak, or you can keep going north and go back into the dungeon. I assume you guys leave?
Let's go. That was the plan, right? Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was the plan.
That was the plan all along.
Yeah.
You survived my dungeon, gentlemen.
All right.
Well,
How about that, kids?
One
Take
of you-
that, internet, and we lost 16 guys in the dungeon.
Yeah. What's going on there?
I think I want to get back with that guy on Facebook. Surely some of those were like retainers and followers, and like they couldn't have lost 16 player, like had 4 total party kills, and his party was like, yeah, let's get back in there. Like,
Right.
I
Let's
could be
keep
wrong.
going.
Like these guys could be
No,
really.
we'll be fine. Let's just keep going.
I don't know. Maybe
Just a
some
little
of them
farther.
maybe some of them got caught up in that trap room. You know, I mean,
No, I'm not
Maybe
saying
some-
that you couldn't lose that many characters in this dungeon. I'm saying if one party did, I would be surprised if they were like, I'm rolling up another character. Let's keep going, Tim. I'd be like, hey, have you guys
Maybe
heard
this
about
level's
this?
a little hard for us.
Have you guys heard about this new Dungeon World game?
Glenn, do you want to settle up with experience points offline once we finish the cast, so we don't bore the nice viewers at home?
Yes, but you have to get them back to Lankshore.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Yeah, we gotta get through the forest alive.
Exactly.
See what I was trying to do there, guys? See how I was starting to shortcut the entire
I
forest?
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, you know.
So
You're trying to
now-
use the hither tither. Was it hither tither
Yeah.
from the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Oh yeah.
That was the worst
Exactly
movie ever.
right.
I'm sorry.
No, don't start.
That-
Let's finish this.
That movie must not be named on this old school podcast. There's only
Right.
one Dungeons and Dragons movie, and it had Jeremy Irons in it.
Ooh.
That's
All right, keep moving. Let's keep.
Hold
pressing
on.
onward.
The cartoon was better.
Now you're talking. That was the good stuff. So
It's
now
a fun
you,
little cameo there, late.
yeah. You emerge in Hex 608.
I gotta go back
And
up
we
and
are
check.
not nobody who's hanging in a cage or down a well or under a rowboat. Screw them all. We're just going back to town.
right.
Okay.
Not talking to nobody in a well. Right.
No trollops hanging out and then throwing swords at people. No. We're just going.
Yes, keep talking. Keep filling the dead air.
Yeah, this is
Which one
excellent
of your-
for a podcast. I feel people fast forwarding through us right now.
Oof. Which part of the old well? Where the heck is the hole in the oak?
At the bottom of the oak.
Which one of your which one of the characters from the D&D cartoon was your favorite? And which of the girls did you have a crush on? Go.
Weren't there only 2 girls?
Yeah.
The redhead and the acrobat?
Yeah. I definitely had a crush on the redhead.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
invisible cloak girl. She had a girl next door sort of thing happening.
They would draw the freckles on when they did a close up.
What's they said? What's her name from Suicide Squad? Who played Harley Quinn? Maybe Sue Storm in the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
said,
I work very hard. Oh, here it is. Okay. You emerge in Area D. There are 3 ways, there are 3 paths out of Area D. The way you came in, which leads north, and a way that leads southwest and southeast. So, Darren, your plan is we're going right back the way we came. No one step off the path. No one gets left behind.
Right.
All right. You travel.
Use my tracking powers to backtrack and make sure we follow on the path. And
Okay. All right. So roll that tracking, pathfinding, not tracking, but whatever it is, not getting lost in the wilderness thing that you have.
is that awareness where I'm not surprised? Is that not my surprise attack?
No,
Wayfinding.
that's the one.
Reduced chance of getting lost.
Okay.
Instead of rolling a d6 to check whether the party gets lost each day, the referee should roll a d12. The range of results on which the party gets lost remains the same, i.e., a 2 in 12 chance in the forest.
Okay. Look at that. You're doing great.
All right.
You get back to Area C. Area C is the clearing with the well with the voice at the bottom. It's like, I'm still stuck down here.
Okay. We're going to town. We'll send help. Let's go.
We'll send help.
Oh no, a 2. Darren, you let everybody down.
That was not my ass rolling.
It said the judge should roll, or the referee should roll. So you get to that clearing, right? And you're like, nope, we're not messing with that, guys. Come on, this is the way we. And you lead the party. Way. There's 2 trails leading out of here, and you lead the party down the completely wrong trail.
I feel like such a loser.
Oh, and you guys were so close. You guys were so close.
I'm sorry, listeners.
I thought the forest map was in the chat from a long time ago, but I don't see it.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Maybe it was just the city map.
I don't see a forest map. Kind of impressive, the whole chat.
Oh, okay. I was like, that. Yeah, that's the wrong.
Yeah, it's the city map. If you go way up, Pat.
Yeah.
Which
I gave you guys a general map of this part of the forest, but
oh, maybe that was a hard copy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Stand by for 1 minute.
So what do you think? The rumor is on Fantastic Four that... Oh, hey, what's that?
It was the map for the forest.
Hey, Matt has a map of the forest. And we lost Jason.
So, Darren...
Yeah.
It isn't until...
Matt has a map of the forest and we just lost Jason.
I'm here.
Okay, good.
What map of the forest?
I think it's the one that you downloaded.
Yeah, but I mean, that gives you like
It's a general map.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you the specific trails. Matt, you just disappeared into your background. Okay, there you go. It doesn't tell you the specific deer trails to follow to get everywhere. Yeah.
Because that would be useful.
Right, yeah.
Wouldn't want one of those.
Well, this far in the Dolmenwood, the trails are always changing. They're tricksy and
Trixie.
Thanks, I feel better that way.
So forth.
You're just saying that for my ego, and I appreciate it.
Trixie. Hobbits are tricksy.
That was great.
Oh.
Nasty little.
So, Darren, it isn't until you get to this next clearing and the sun is about to go down, and you're thinking, we need to make camp pretty soon, right?
Guys, I may have made a wrong turn.
Right. Well, you're already thinking, maybe when we get to this next clearing, we need to make camp. And you come into the clearing and you realize it is definitely the wrong clearing. And you guys took a wrong turn. Because
that's on me. Sorry, dude.
Your travel-weary eyes are met by an ominous sight. A skeleton in torn, threadbare robes dangling from a tree further ahead. Its head is bent forward at an unnatural angle, and a thick iron chain attached to one of the branches is wrapped around like a noose around the skeleton's neck.
Yeah, you know what we're not doing? We're not letting him down.
So, you guys come into this clearing. You really need to make camp. You don't need to be trying to cut through the forest to another space to make camp. But you look up and you see this skeleton hanging by a chain from this tree. And you're like, is this the best place to make camp? Who knows? We'll find out next time
Oh.
on 11-foot
Oh.
pole. Hey, listen, if you're watching on YouTube, please give us a like and a subscribe. It really helps us. We're a new show, and it helps us with the algorithm. If you're listening, please give us a like or a rating and a comment, especially if you're listening to us on iTunes. And if you're listening to us, if you're watching us live on Twitch, we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Thanks, guys. Bye.